Let's, however, move on and get to some more corporate conversations now. IRB Infra saw pretty good growth in tolling revenues. It was about 11% growth in their tolling revenue in the second quarter. Private InvIT won a record 9,200 crore rupee order from the NHAI as well. The company, by the way, changed its accounting policy in the quarter gone by, so we need to also understand really where the performance and the numbers are now. Anil Yadav, CEO of Business Development, is with us. Anil, thanks so much for joining in. So I'll get to that new order and that tolling revenue growth. But can you just run the numbers? Because you had this accounting change. The numbers that we have, your revenue is up about 10.5%. EBITDA margin, EBITDA is up 8%, and the margin is at about 52-53%. How would you, describe the trends in the quarter gone by? Because you seem to have done a lot better than a lot of the other EPC players in this period, which is obviously spoiled by monsoons.
Yeah, so I think if you look at, we operate in two segments predominantly. One is the toll business and other is the EPC. Though there was some, because of the monsoon, there was lower EPC execution, but our toll business has seen a very healthy growth. And if you look at in terms of the toll, the EBITDA margin is 85 to 88%. So automatically the moment composition of the toll increases, automatically your EBITDA margin further improves.
Okay, so let's talk about this toll revenue growth of 11%. I mean, what are the trends? And typically, I think the third quarter anyway is even stronger. So what visibility do you have on the second half now? And anyway, cars have gotten cheaper, right? So maybe more cars on the road and therefore more toll revenue in a simplistic way.
I think the car typically only accounts for 15 to 20% depending upon which highway you are talking about. It's largely the commercial traffic, which 85% is the commercial traffic. And definitely the growth in the car post-COVID, we have seen around 10 to 12% growth in the car traffic. And that has led overall traffic also in range of 6 to 7%, some are at 5 to 6%. So considering that now it was extended monsoon and the monsoon this year was severe, we expect that now, now considering the monsoon is over, we expect better toll revenue growth in the coming quarters.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Yadav. Good morning and good to see you. Just to reconfirm the guidance that you had given us earlier, on toll, I think you were working with double-digit revenue growth, and on construction, around 4,000 crores. You could correct me on those numbers. And what is the guidance for this year?
Yeah, so I think the guidance which we have given, we are on that the toll revenue will grow in double digit. And in terms of the construction, we will be reaching close to 4,000 crores kind of mark for this financial year.
All right. You know, some peers have been complaining about execution hassles, about delays in payments. Have you experienced anything on that front?
So I think there the difference between us and the EPC companies that our 85-90% business comes from the asset business. We have 80,000 crores kind of asset base, and since we have bagged one project, we will be reaching closer to 90,000 crores kind of asset base. So our large portion come from the EPC, and in terms of we don't do any third-party EPC. Predominantly, we do a EPC for the private InvIT, which is owned by 51% by IRB, 25% by GIC, and 24% by the Ferrovial Group. And in terms of toll business, that is the cash collection. There is no deferral of the income. It's basically the moment the vehicle crosses the toll plaza, they pay us. And on construction side also, we don't have any kind of delay in terms of receiving the revenue.
Can you tell us more about the private InvIT and what you're thinking there? What kind of assets are you looking to add? The recent order win, I think it's 9,200 crores, right? So how many more assets are you going to add? What is the plan for monetization? What should we expect on the private InvIT?
Yeah. So I think private InvIT has recently sold, where we own 51%, recently sold 3 of the asset, and in terms of EV was roughly 8,400. They have got an equity of around 5,000 crores. And now they have bagged this 9,270 crores kind of upfront payment asset. And this is the part of Lucknow and Ayodhya and the Gorakhpur, and other part is part of Lucknow to Varanasi. So these are the religious places, and we have seen that the state GDP is doing good. So I think on backdrop of this, this is the good win as far as private equity is concerned, and this is expected to, in terms of asset size, expected to increase the asset side by 10%, and similar line in terms of the revenue as well. When we are talking about kind of 11% kind of toll revenue growth, with this asset addition, the toll revenue growth will be again further increased by 10%. So we are talking about 18-20% kind of toll revenue growth once this asset starts.
And when will that be?
So I think we have just received the LOA, and we will be planning to make the payment in this financial year. And towards the end of this financial year, that execution of that the project tolling will start, because it's a TOT. So they are tolling post the payment to the authorities. The tolling will start.
So you're saying that with the addition of this asset, next year onwards, your toll revenues could go from what is right now about 11%. It could go up to 18%.
18 to 20%.
18 to 20%. Okay.
All right. Mr. Yadav, you could tell us how is the BOT bidding pipeline, with GIC, Infra as partners. Will the hit rate of tender wins go up? If you could give us a sense out there, how is the first half of the year transpired, in terms of BOT, TOT awarding? And how is the second half of the year expected to shape up?
Yeah, so I think in terms of, if you look at our market share in terms of TOT, we have 42% kind of market share. If I will talk about just immediate next 1.5 months till December end kind of bidding pipeline, there is almost 25 to 30,000 crores worth of TOT which is up for bidding, and around again 28 to 30,000 crores kind of BOT which is up for the bidding. And we will be participating in these projects. So I think the pipeline looks robust. First half, the award was a bit lower, but now it has started. And I think we believe that, as we have seen in the past as well, typically the award picks up in the second half of the financial year.
Okay. Also, what about the Ganga Expressway? I think the commissioning is expected in the second half.
Yes, the Ganga Expressway is expected to commission by end of this quarter. So I think that will be the one asset where the tolling will be starting.
And how much will that add? Because you said, with this 9,200 crore asset, you said next year, by the time it's operational, your toll revenue will be, showing 18% growth. As Ganga Expressway gets added up, and what is the expectation?
I think Ganga asset to begin with, it will be not that significant to begin with. It will gradually ramp up. I think since we are too close to the start of the project, once project start, we can share the revenue numbers.
Okay. So just to kind of go back and confirm, what is the yield you're expecting from this asset, the Ayodhya asset, 9,200 crores? And with what kind of margins and what kind of yield does it come with?
I think typically our bidding parameter is around 15.5% kind of equity IRR on which we bid. So that same project is also bidded on that parameter. And with the debt equity of 65-35 is the typical debt equity ratio on which one bids.
Mr. Yadav, just to confirm, around 15% ROI.
15%, yes, a return of 15.5% return on equity.
Okay. All right, Mr. Yadav, we'll leave it on that note. Thank you very much for joining in. That's IRB Infra compared to a lot of the EPC players, which have had a complete washout quarter thanks to the monsoons. They've done fairly okay. Stocks also up about 4%. Tolling revenues have been looking strong.